What time is it?
It's 11:34 a.m.
And what time is that?
It's time for Today's Woman.
Woman.
This is where we celebrate women every Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
We bring a woman here, done so much in her space, has broken boundaries, and has done the most with the very little that she has been given.
Yes.
Because that's what women do. We multiply, which is amazing.
They say to whom much is given, much is desired. But then to whom little is given, a lot is also desired. And women, when you're able to surmount the challenges that you face in that space
as a woman,
to do the best, do the most, and keep doing, you should be influence, building credibility, and crafting compelling narratives that drive business growth.
With expertise in strategic messaging, media relations, and crisis communication, she has secured top-tier placement in Bloomberg, Yahoo Finance, CNBC Africa, Arise News, and Tech Cable, amongst so many others. With over a decade of experience in marketing journalism and strategic communications, she has led high-impact PR campaigns, including the Nigerian launch of Mothers to Mothers, M2M.
I know.
The launch of ALT School Africa and positioning at
Over Conference TVOC, Africa's leading voiceover event since its inception in 2020.
That's right.
She has been instrumental in the management, the promotion, the publicity, global thoughts.
Industry-leading speakers from Africa, the UK, and Italy, and Spain. She brings a global perspective to her work, and her commitment to excellence, integrity, and innovation ensures that every brand...
Alongside, please make welcome Blessing Emmanuel.
Was that me?
Yes, that was all you.
Yes.
You know, every single time we have a woman coming to the studio and we get to read their profile that they sent to us.
Yes.
they begin to think,
was that me?
Is it all me? Like, this was everything I've done. Yes, it's
but
you.
It's interesting how we as women don't take time to appreciate the strides that we are making every day.
Well.
Well.
Where's the third wheel?
Well, okay, so I want to defend that, but there's no defending it really because it's our reality. First of all, thank you for having me here. I'm very honored to be here, and I'm honored to be today's woman.
Oh, my bell.
Yes.
Deservedly so.
Yeah, thank you so much. So we do all of this. I mean, it just feels like this is how we are designed to be, and because we are designed to be that way, we don't pay attention to these things, and it's just we do it because we have to do it, not because we're expecting to be celebrated for it, not because we're expecting the accolades that come with it, but we do it because we are supposed to. But I mean,
why? Because again, some men, and this is not a bashing at men, just a point. Some men get to do only half of this, but they blow it up so big. You will think
and even people around them blow it up so big. Yeah,
so why don't women blow up the things that they do deservedly so? Because for you to make the strides, I mean, brands like CNBC, like the voiceover conference, which is one of its kind. I listened to her talk at the voiceover conference about, you as a brand, a voiceover artist as a brand. And I'm like, I don't know why this man not doing bigger speaking events. I don't understand. Yahoo Finance, Bloomberg. I mean, come on. Those are not small places. Tech Cabal. Let's talk about where you started from.
Exactly.
Who
from
are
the very
you?
beginning. Who are you? How did this become? How's your journey been?
Which of the journeys do you want?
Let's grow up. Let's come to the family and meet you as the little girl and what you wanted to be in life.
Was it PR?
No.
Okay. Talk to us about it.
I'm the first of four girls.
Okay.
I don't have any brothers. My father says that I am a chip of the old block. Because I look like him, I function like him.
Oh.
And so I also grew up with this sense of independence.
Right.
My dad was not the person that would literally handhold you, or he would just guide and then just leave you to do your thing and figure it out. And I don't remember if that gave us room. Oh, he didn't give us rooms to make mistakes, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, he didn't, actually.
What does that mean?
He was very strict, and his minimum expectation was excellence. And it was a lot. But
No, I feel pressure just hearing that.
yeah. It was a lot. I also grew up in a very religious background, and of course, from my religious background, minimum expectation was also excellence, because you had people in the church I grew up in that were just A1 students, scholarship, and so there was nobody expected less from you. It was either.
Wasn't that too much pressure?
A little too much pressure for a young girl.
It was actually. It was, but I mean, that's how we were built to function. I got to a point where when I left the house, I rebelled against that system.
Right.
And of course, nobody liked it.
When you say rebelled, you need to share.
So first of all, rebelled against the religious system.
Okay.
Yeah, and rebelled against the fact that it had to be one way.
Or the highway.
Yeah, so I didn't like it, and I was beginning to live two lives, one life in the university and one other life at home, but it wasn't sustainable. Well, eventually, I left the house and then went for NYSC. I schooled in Lagos.
What did you study?
I studied mass communication.
Okay.
I schooled in
So
Lagos.
now you're supposed to decide, but go ahead.
Nice
No.
to meet you.
I like being here.
Okay, so Prad was what you actually majored in?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but I didn't major in Prad because...
PR and advertising, by the way.
Right.
Yeah, well,
She was
I
lost
didn't
for a
major
second.
in Prad because I wanted to be in PR, but I just knew that I wanted to have a lot of money. And I wasn't...
I like that. I wanted to have a lot of
Oh,
money.
yeah. I'm not modest about it, but I don't live my life for money. I don't live my life for money, but I'm not modest about wanting to have a lot of money. I want the good life.
Of course.
Yeah.
Love.
I want to be able to take care of myself. I want to be able to take care of people around me.
That's right.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes I feel like a glucose mummy, just spreading love and
Spreading love
goodness.
and
Yeah, so
lightness
if you
and
don't have money, you
You
can't.
can't
do that.
spread what
I
you don't
agree.
have.
Yeah, so
I agree.
I really need to have money.
With the most
Money
stern
is the
face, and
only
I
good
love it.
virus that you can have.
Yes.
Yes,
Bring it on.
yes. So I just did Pratt because I thought the guys in Pratt had money, and maybe I should have done oil and gas.
So at what point did you take PR seriously?
So I think I always knew that I wanted to do PR after leaving school for the singular reason of I wanted to have money. And
The determination
I love it.
for me.
yeah, and but after NYSC, I didn't have a job, and so I started volunteering. That was my first experience with work, and I volunteered at a print media house.
Okay.
And so I just walked into the place, said I wanted to see HR, and then HR wasn't available. I just mentioned the name of Mr. Lekon Otufodurin, who was the online editor at the time. But I knew him because he had come to take some of the print courses when I was in university. So he didn't even know me. But I just said, okay, how can I see him? And they said, yeah, okay, just wait till his meeting is done. I went in and saw him. And at that point, I had an interest in photography. So I've had quite a number of interests in this life.
Which is great. You have
Yes.
many talents.
Yeah.
Many feathers in
you.
your hat.
Thank you so much. And I told him I wanted to do photography. And he said he didn't think it was right to send me to the photography desk. And he just said, okay, how about you start here? And if you are still interested in photography, then we'll see.
Make it happen.
So I started, and when I started, I realized that photography there was a bad idea. So I'm sure that he knew it was, but he didn't want to discourage me.
Yeah.
So, and I'm really grateful. I mean, he's my second dad. As a matter of fact, he has given me the opportunity to stand on his shoulders, and so he has given me a lot of wings to fly.
I want to take you through. Did you notice something? Have you noticed something? Most of our today's women, if you speak to them, they tell you about their dad and the principles with their
guarded
dad.
them, yes.
I find that very, very interesting. And I don't hear them talk much about their mums. So how was your mom and you?
My mom. My mom was. Well, my mom, they used to call my mom baby police.
What?
Because she was strict. In fact, she was stricter than my dad.
Okay.
So my mom was and is still the person that says, "Oh, this is how it should be." But my dad would listen to your argument and then say, "Okay, maybe you can. Okay, just go ahead and just try." But my mom's like, "No, this is how I know that it should be." And so I think it was one of the ideas that I rebelled against. So I don't, as it stands, I don't like the concept of routine and repetition, because I don't think that that's how things are supposed to be. So I want to try something differently. I say that I still want to be a pilot. I want to be a pilot. I say that because I think why not? I have I believe that in this one life, you can live quite a number of lives. So I'm excited to live the different number of lives.
You spoke about Mr. Lekon, who has been your biggest influence in your career path today.
Yes,
how important is it for how important is it for women to have?
Having a conversation with a mentor recently, and I said I can't be mentored by a woman.
Why not?
Yeah, I know. Because again, like I said, there's my dad that had this expectation of you. And I mean, even when one of our core values at PR Visions is excellence. And it's a core value that I don't take lightly. Because I can't have a client saying, "Oh, you didn't deliver this work well." No, you have to deliver it well. And so excellence is such a big deal. So the problem is not that women are not excellent. But it just makes me think differently.
You don't want to be babied. You want to be
I don't
told
like
the truth.
being-
But there are women who give you that masculine energy.
So I mean, I'm looking. I hope to meet a woman that I can look up to, that has that masculine energy. They say I'm a masculine woman. It's systems that are not comfortable for me. So I would love to have a woman. Very important.
Your rebellious self in this industry filled with men. Manned by men, for men, by men.
So men.
How has it been dealing?
So I have very different opinions on some of these things. I don't describe myself as a feminist. I also do not think that women are marginalized. I'm not.
Interesting.
No.
Keep going.
So I'm not saying that women are not marginalized, but I don't think that way, because I also know that the way that I think can affect my output.
Right.
And so when I begin to think that women are marginalized, I begin to see myself as marginalized, and it begins to affect how I can function. So I start functioning from a place of being marginalized. I don't want to be that person.
I find that interesting because again, I think there should be a place for truth, what actually is, and then what you choose it to
As
be.
an individual, yes.
But then it makes me wonder again about your masculine energy. And I love that you talked about, I love that you're proud of your masculine energy. I think it's something that we should, if you have masculine energy, you realize that, by all means, speak up. However, I'm going to ask you about the contrast of state and church. When you're at work and when you're at home, how do you tone down the masculine energy? Very important question. Because when when men hear that a woman is, in fact, they use the word independence now anyhow.
Yes.
But when they hear that you have that masculine energy, the first thing they do is shudder. Oh my gosh, you'll be unteachable and what have you. So how do you
be submissive?
Yeah, how do you deal with? Are you a submissive wife?
Okay, my husband is listening to this, and so the only reason that I will be the submissive woman is because the Bible says, "Wives, submit yourselves unto your husband."
Okay,
That's the only reason. But outside of that, I am not particularly. So I'm also not. There is work, there is home, and I've been married for 7 years, and I didn't realize very quickly, but I realized eventually that, you see, if you don't calm down, you will just struggle and then end up saying, "Oh, we're not compatible."
Right.
And that's not a life I want to live. And I mean, if anybody chooses that for themselves, that's okay. I'm at home. I want a safe space, right? And I have realized that if I'm trying to be my independent self in my home, I will not have the safe space that I need with my husband. Because I mean, if I'm independent, and no, not independent now. If I'm being
giving off masculine
energy, and then
he's giving off masculine energy,
we're just going to. It's going to be
who is the feminine?
Horns.
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll lock horns. We'll have
Yes.
the grass will suffer, and the grass here is the kids.
The
will suffer,
family
and then
relationship, everything in between.
Yeah. So when I'm at home, I want to be at home. There are times that my masculine self wants to just take over.
I was gonna say, doesn't it pop up?
Yeah, it does a lot of times.
How do you suppress it?
Oh, I just remember that I really like this guy. I want to be with
Oh,
him.
that is so sweet.
That has got to be the sweetest thing you said today.
I go love. Oh my god.
And then I also know that I want my daughters to be. I don't particularly.
The fruit that he bore is you, and this is the result of it. How do you find how are you looking to teach your children, your daughters, to find that balance of striving for excellence but at the same time staying? Would you teach your children to be masculine energied as well?
Not quite. No, I
why not?
wouldn't. I would teach them to go for what they want. I would teach them to be excellent. I would teach them to not make excuses and just do what they need to do. But I would also teach them to take it easy, to calm down.
The calm down that you did not calm down, you want them to calm it down.
So the truth is, I'm work in progress, and every day I'm also a very intentional person.
Yeah.
Right.
Before you tell me I have trauma, I know that I have trauma. I'm a very self-aware person.
That's important.
Yes.
We always have a theme.
So
Every
today
time that we
had
come on
said
Today's Woman.
work in progress in the morning at 6 a.m.
Yes.
And we literally had motivated everyone to say, you know what, you're a work in progress. You're not
Breathe
perfect.
through it.
Breathe through it, work through it. But
And enjoy the process. And then this afternoon, we talked about being self-aware.
aware.
So
Yes,
it's all
be
tying
true.
up.
Look at that.
So what does today's woman mean to you?
Are you sure that you want my perspective
please.
as
Absolutely.
a
Honest.
masculine woman?
Yes.
We want that. Because
Yes.
there's so many people like you out there.
Okay, so I think that today's woman is the woman that doesn't take no for an answer.
Okay.
But again, there has to be the balance.
Quiet.
Because you won't say, I'm not taking no for an answer when you can actually just chill and nothing will happen. Nothing will go wrong if you just say no in this moment. Because again, we need to be mindful of the fact that no that we're saying is not, we have to be certain that it's not just our emotions and it's
Logic.
There's some sense to it. There's no need to say no if you can just say yes and there's peace. Do you understand what I'm saying?
How does a girl get on board the PR space in today? Again, whether we like it or not, and I know that's not your reality, but there's marginalization and there's the especially for conflict resolution, the kind of attention you want as a PR expert or PR professional. Sometimes it can get lost on women if you're not careful, and you start to want to be the man in the room and try to, meet up with the men when there is a feminine, touch that you can bring to the table. So for a young girl who is thinking about Prad, right, PR and advertising, wanting to get into that space, what advice would you have for her?
Number one, learn how to write. Yeah, learn how to write. But beyond writing, have mentors. So I have people that I look up to even women in the PR space that I just look up to. There are those that I admire. There are those that I'm friends with because I want to get value from them just as I can give value to them as well. So look for mentors, whether they are peer mentors or they're older mentors, whatever it is. In fact, younger mentors are welcome because I don't believe that I have monopoly of knowledge. So I'm happy to take lessons and learnings from everyone. where you don't get a chance, so and that's something I do a lot, consciously and unconsciously, where you think that there is no space for you, actually volunteer to provide a solution. Everybody wants somebody that has something to give.
Offer.
So volunteer to provide a solution and make yourself a person of value. Be a proactive person. Before someone asks for this, provide it. Think when there are challenges, don't stay with the challenges. Don't fixate on the problem. Think of a solution.
Okay.
Everybody wants a solution provider. So yeah, be that person.
Fantastic. Well, we have been speaking with Blessing Emmanuel Macaulay, who's a distinguished PR strategist and the founder of and lead consultant at PR Fusions, a top-tier public relations firm specializing in amplifying brand influence, building credibility, and crafting compelling narratives that drive business growth. Thank you so much.
It's been such a rich conversation. I love that you are very clear with your masculine energy. That's something we'll take away from this conversation.
Right.
Because again, not many women want to say it out loud. You know what? I've got masculine energy and I realize that and I'm aware of that and I know how to manage it. I'm working on it and I know I know what state is and what church is. You've been a blessing to have around.
Thank you for having me.
We have got to go. Remember, the Super Breakfast Show comes up again tomorrow from 6 a.m. up until noon. It is your one family, one radio, Super 92.7. Chioma BBB and the Gifted Goddess.
We'll see you tomorrow at 6 a.m. Bye-bye. The news comes up shortly.
92.7 Super FM.
Your one family, one radio.